5. Who wishes to begin? It is night. You're in the fancy hotel.
Ninja.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now
you
here.
Check the GM.
I know. Anyone doing anything that night?
What night?
The night that we left off on. You just been onto the fancy inn.
Like in the inn or I mean, like, we might have done a little bit of talking that night. I don't know. I might have expressed like a desire, like, to. We can maybe do a little bit of like role play that of the night before we like all go to bed, of like planning for the day ahead, if you want.
What you guys want. But
Okay.
if you don't want, you could just say that you're all going to go to bed. And you're going to handle whatever you want to handle.
I mean, I wouldn't mind it. What are our room situations like? Are we all in one room?
No, you all
Or are we?
actually have individualized rooms. They're they're on the higher end because you got here off of like diplomatic connections and things like that. Like used a little bit of nepotism to get some good deals on rooms. They're all they have like a really large soft bed, nice sheets, sort of a bathroom with like a bath that you can actually draw water from. Each has an individual. It's like kind of a modern hotel room with more uh, you know old school chic to it. Like
Okay.
a low seating thing with a lot of cushions on it. Like it's the kind of thing where comfortably all of you could fit in any one of these rooms, but due to just the style of this, like you are in the bougiest part of town. They're
Does
not.
that include the deer we have with us?
Yeah, like all of you, including the deer and the golem, can all
Damn.
be in one room. But you were all given individual keys.
Hell yeah.
All right. Well, I'm definitely in the room with Amethyst. Just kind of um I'm gonna take a bath, and then I guess I'm in like a weird flowy like silk patterned robe thing. And I'm gonna go knock on everybody's doors. See who answers.
Liam will open his door.
Liam's wearing a monocle. You don't know where he got
it. What is my good fellow up to today? Tonight, I shall say.
Um, hey, I was just wondering, I wanted to see if we could try to figure out what we were doing tomorrow. I wanted to give us a little bit of time to get used to the city, before we probably wanted to take care of the actual reason we were here. Um, and I don't know, just I feel like things have gotten a little serious. I don't know. I mean, maybe we can talk with everyone, but oh, lag's muted and deaf. But but uh, yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe they have a place for it in town, but if not, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to like, I don't know, just kind of go out in the desert and just like, I don't know, play. I guess just like test some of our stuff, just where we can't hurt anyone. Like we did it, in the like the the rumble pit out where they used to quarry. But I mean, this is a pretty fancy town, so maybe they actually have a place where you're supposed to break things.
You want to leave town and go
Well, I mean,
shoot
I,
our powers in a corner of the desert.
I mean, maybe they have a place for it here. I don't know. I just blow off some steam. I've been pretty stressed. I've been pushing myself pretty hard. And like, we're all, we might die like at any point. Just, he said what? What was the word he used? Um like,
Roger?
yeah.
I have no idea.
I
To be honest, I wasn't in my right mind during that conversation.
Ninja, I personally don't remember because it's been a week, but Teddy would have been playing it on a loop in his brain.
I think the term I used was destabilized.
Yeah. Um so I want to go to a place either where if they have a place for training here, like fine, but like I don't know, where we can just be and like I don't want to be surprised by these new powers.
You want to do that tomorrow? We
Yeah,
are
I
in
mean
no
it's
rush
pretty
to
late.
deliver this stuff to
Yeah,
him.
yeah, I know. And like I don't know. I just
We're
want to be friends and
we're in
like
He's
no
right
rush to
outside the
deliver.
hotel.
We're in no rush to deliver. It is like sitting over like this is technically adjacent to the palace, so sitting somewhere here-ish. It's just
Well, we don't know
a
that.
Phoenix man going.
I know
I
we
wonder when I'm gonna get my note.
yeah, I mean I know, but like yeah.
A
So,
falcon that delivers a note saying the note is coming. That is all he has been given.
Actually, you have received a series of falcons.
yeah, I mean
They gotta be here
we
anytime.
are apparently look, some kids are trudging through the desert, like buys him a window of like a week to two, assuming they get there alive. Like he's in like we'll get there eventually.
I just love
Anyway.
like the fact that the chief of the animal people just like somehow got the message to Phoenix that there was a letter on the way. And I just imagine by the time you could have sent the notification that the letter was coming, you could have just sent the letter.
Yeah, but sometimes the contents are more sensitive.
Yeah. You want
Which is why we gave it to 5 teenagers.
well,
Young
Zor-
I'm
adult.
glad you understand.
Zordon picked that as who he gave powers to defeat an evil witch who's been freed after thousands of years.
Yeah. Yeah, we're the Power Rangers, okay?
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't get the reference because I'm not a watcher of that.
All right.
I think that because of all the strain you have gone through today and the things we have done today, we should all just go to bed and then take care of things in the morning. And we'll figure out whatever
Yeah.
it is when that comes.
Yeah. Like,
Right now, we need to relax and we need to sleep. I don't think we need to make any immediate plans.
do you want a glowing rock? I made a bunch of them. They kept breaking when I was trying to make Amy.
I will gladly take a glowing rock, and in return, I will present not a glowing flower, but like a flower that is wide enough that like if it like it might come across as like glowing. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a really, really like, in the same way that like a really white anything is like, oh, that's a bright
And
flower.
just don't put
Yeah.
it into the sun or you will blind everyone within 5 blocks.
Yeah.
Like
Just a really vibrant, bright color.
I will acknowledge, like I enjoy this move where you have seen plants with bioluminescence that do
Yeah, I know,
glow,
but I wanted to
and you
specifically
could
not
summon
give
up
him
one,
a glowing flower.
and
That's
you're
because
like,
of microscopic plankton living in them. You don't control
Because
plankton.
I wasn't sure if I wasn't sure if I could get away with it, so I just wanted to avoid that whole thing and just go for like a shiny flower.
yeah, and you're like,
And
ah, the whitest flower you've ever seen.
I will give you this. You've seen you have literally seen like you've seen these rocks all the time because they are on Amy, these glowing purple rocks. This
Yeah.
one is like, I don't know, like hold your hand up to your face. This one is probably the size of your thumb.
Hmm.
And it's like dimmer than what's on Amy because it's got like kind of hairline cracks going through it because
What is it made out of?
oh so it's kind of so okay. I had to try a bunch of different things to make it work. How interested are you actually? Because I could get very specific, or I could like be kind of vague.
I will give him the flower and say goodnight and close the door.
Okay. Good night.
Good night, I shout.
Ah. Maybe someday we'll be interested in crystals. As I walk back to Amy. You're a fascinating mix, I say as I tap her forehead.
So, are you guys just are any of you deciding to like keep watch even though you are in a safe place, or are y'all just going real to sleep?
I'm a bed.
I'm keeping watch. We don't know this city. I'm going to try and encourage someone else to also keep watch.
Oh, so what? Do you knock on my door?
Yeah.
Are we doing free watches then?
How hard would it be
Um,
to make an alarm system out of vines?
how would that happen? You we're in different rooms. You just mean in your room?
No, just in my room. I put it
Okay.
on my door. If someone opens it,
Yeah.
it tugs me.
I'll take the middle watch or second watch depending on how many we're doing.
Hey,
Well, then
Teddy.
are we? Oh, yeah.
We should probably still be doing watches. We don't, at least until we've delivered this missive.
Okay. Do we not want to split up the rooms then? Because I mean they're big enough, and honestly,
Yeah,
I've gotten
honestly,
kind of
it's
used to 'em.
probably a better idea to all be in one room. We can always have separate rooms a later time when we're not carrying things like this.
Okay. I think Callum's still awake. If you want to check, or I know Liam is. Callum might be.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over to Callum's room and knock on the door.
I'll go tap
Ding ding ding
on.
ding ding.
I'll go tap on Liam's as well, as he's like working his vine magic.
Right.
Hey, Llewellyn was thinking, Llewellyn was talking about maybe wanting to do a watch still. Um, how about we, at least for right now, still just do one room?
Okay, what position are our rooms in right now, Ninja? Like who's next to who?
So you have sort of 5 rooms, 3 on one side of the hall, 2 on the other. Um, I would say on the left side, uh, that's sort of the left side is the outer, the like front wall, um, of the outside of the building. Uh, that is where um, Eddie and Nico's store are. The other, Liam, Callum, Llewellyn are on the right side of the hall.
What is it, like a motel where all the rooms are like facing the outside? They're not like
No.
inside the building?
There's an internal hallway. If you go right, your room,
Oh, okay.
left, Eddie room, right, Callum room, left.
Okay.
Nico room.
Well, I will respond to Teddy. Listen, Teddy, if you guys want to sleep in the room right next to mine, you can do so. But I really need like at least one night alone right now, and this might be the only chance I'm gonna get.
Okay.
I will set up my own security or whatever, and like, I can keep like watch if we're doing that for like one, at one point. You can just knock on my wall and like indicate, oh, it's your time to watch. And then when I'm done, I could probably just walk in and trigger the fucking trap.
Uh, no, if you're wanting, you can just sleep through the night. We can manage on our own, and I have an idea to manage for the other rooms to help. I have an idea. So you just secure your room and try to keep yourself safe. We all will sleep in one we'll all sleep in the Miko's room.
Yeah, whichever is next to mine.
Anyway, right. So what I'm gonna do to set up to make it seem like we're all still in our rooms is I am going to 1 second, I gotta mute. Is I would like to set up some it's gonna be a little difficult for at least for Llewellyn because of how fucking big he is. But I would like to basically set up some dirt, like some stone mannequin
Dirt.
golems, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, but with nowhere near as complicated as Amy, such that I don't even need them to last fully through the night. But I want to use like extremely rudimentary, like the golem stuff. I want their chest area to rise and fall
Hmm.
on each of the beds, and then after that, I'm gonna use. Basically, I want to. Yeah, that's where I'm gonna start. So can I try to see if I can make these little golem-esque, like, breathing mannequins, basically?
Yeah, I have a question. Where was your energy at? Have you reset it already?
Uh,
Because
yes,
this
but
is
I can.
still the night that you had just burnt yourself out.
All right. So then it was, I believe it was there.
I believe you were at no energy and had just been healed from any.
You were trying to make mannequins in each room.
Okay.
That doesn't happen.
Yes.
Me and was Callum also plant?
Llewellyn's at my door after you're done.
Okay.
I need to be right back for a moment.
Okay.
So if
Either way-
anything that I gotta roll for, I'll have to wait.
Yeah.
Are you
Alright.
taking first watch or second, just so I know? All right.
Llewellyn's taking
Okay,
first.
I'm back for now. First, by the way.
Okay.
But Caleb, you
I-
have a plant, right?
Yes.
Sorry, go ahead, Miffin. Okay. So what I think we can just do is simplify it and just have me, Miko, and Caleb just make like vine mannequins, basically.
Yeah, that way Teddy
If-
doesn't burn himself out. On...
Yeah, Teddy doesn't need to fucking explode his brain right now.
Okay. I mean, I have a lot of skills for it, but yeah, Vine mannequins helps.
Okay,
And then I can just
like-
do no. Do the Vine mannequins, then I can just do an illusion over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just do like a scarecrow, put some of our spare clothes over it.
I don't know why we would need an illusion, but whatever.
Well, because vines don't look like people.
Well, you don't unless they're gonna open the door. Like if they open the door, it's already over.
Well, we're not gonna be in every room.
I know, like, but like if they open it and walk in, just because we put some clothes on the vine, or like I get an illusion, if they're gonna do something, they would probably fucking do it to us, unless they're just gonna steal from us. But then like
No,
we need
if they
alarms.
look at the thing, every layer helps. Anyway,
Sure.
let's see how well you do the thing.
Okay. What do I
You
roll for?
putting the vines there makes it so touching it makes my illusion better.
Right, if they're checking by energy, if anyone's in that room anyways, that'll pull them. They'll still look like there's life there.
Yeah. Anyway.
Hey, you make
Oh,
some.
sorry, that's a D10 on the first one.
Oh, right, then reroll just the first
Fuck
one.
me.
7, 14. So, yeah, you make really convincing mannequins.
Like, are we laying them in the beds and then covering them?
Yeah.
Okay.
And honestly, all right. So, now I will roll for my.
This is a very funny interaction here because this is the safest place you have ever been, and yet you guys are like 8 times more paranoid.
I'm just
like,
following
you've
their
never
track
once
here.
been like, all right, instead of just setting watch, let's set up a series of Home Alone style traps.
I don't know
So if
why we're
anyone
securing
breaks-
all the rooms when we could just easily put a trap in one room.
We do have the attention of the people with the masks now.
Okay. So
Alright.
I have returned. What is going on?
we
We
make
are-
mannequins for all the rooms that you won't be in.
Yeah.
And now I'm setting up an illusion over them. I think this is. I love that I do illusions semi-frequently, but I don't actually have anything for illusions. Oh, hey, I exploded.
Well, you know what? That could always be the next thing you get.
Fuck it. I will use an insight token. So,
Well, recreate. You're only wanting this to last a few hours, so it's not going to drain you like it did when you made the illusion over the stone. But you make a reason like it would take somebody some effort to tell that those aren't whoever's room this is. Like, I don't know which room you're staying in, but you make reasonable approximations of everyone else.
I hate that I'm so tempted to punch myself in the throat to like explode that.
Don't.
I mean, we're going to bed, so like,
Don't.
Yeah, but that's 2 minor wounds.
okay, but we're going to bed.
I need you to know it's not just 2 minor wounds because I let you reached up to a limit, and if you're hitting what would be easily a 30.
Yeah. I
And you only heal one wound when you sleep, right?
Yeah, you only have
Yeah.
1 wound when you sleep.
Yeah, no, if it was just 2 energy, then yeah, fuck it, we ball.
Yeah,
I have
I
no
feel
promise for your
precipice
safety.
approaching, and then I back from the ledge.
This
think
encounter
we
goes
are
from you guys being
overdoing-
paranoid children to be sending the sending the
Do
nasty.
you-
Literally
Yeah.
so paranoid, we are punching ourselves in the throat, as he put it. And I genuinely don't know why.
Me, look at me. Look at me. Me neither. All right.
I just want
Alright.
to
Look me in the
fucking
soul of
cast
my eye.
die,
I have
damn it.
no
This
idea.
this illusion is breathing. Anyway, I walk back to the room.
You do have a point to be paranoid, though. Remember I showed them the jar.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna try and get that jar from you for a moment.
And he's gonna chug it.
No, and then I'm going to go into being a lion so they have a harder time taking it away.
I'm going to shuck the fuck out of it.
I'm not
mate.
drinking it.
Down the fucking drain, mate.
Despite
They-
the fact that it seems very tasty.
They want this jar. the only way to stop them, drink the contents.
It contains liquid, therefore it is liquid. Down the hatch it goes.
I'm gonna steal some food, die, and like give them a fake version of the
Go
jar.
steal some food, die, and then worry about that later.
Okay. Okay, so I might have to roll mind for this, but is it even water in the jar, or is it some sort of chemical like formaldehyde?
You can roll for that.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's so funny to imagine. I'm going to steal food, die, and then a third step, which happens
yeah,
after
right,
I
so-
die.
There is no die step. I'm stealing an item that's called food
No,
dye.
no, no. I totally know that I misheard, but it's way funnier to imagine that your second step just involves dying, and then you're like, and now
Okay,
for my
No,
third
Llewellyn
step.
does have plans that involve his own death, just not that one.
Actually, would a praise be applicable to this?
Would what?
Praise.
Yeah, you can appraise it. So you take a token. It definitely is a liquid. You got that far. You're not really sure what the liquid contains or what it's made of. All right, now that you
Okay.
guys have set up your
Fucking Scooby Doo ass.
your Scooby Doo bullshit, Llewellyn, roll the watch.
All right.
You roll a natural 20. Unfortunately, nothing happens.
Roll a
So
natural.
what senses does this involve?
You roll a natural 20. Congratulations. You snapped your own neck.
You
What's
tell
the next
you
step?
tell me. You know, like what's
Okay.
Are you turning
All
off
of them?
Are you turning off one of your senses? The only one it can't is taste and probably not touch.
What do you mean? We're out of touch and we're out of
We're
time.
out of time. All right, and then we got. Insight token explosion. There we go.
Yeah, so you're like listening in, you're watching, you're waiting. You know that pretty much every half hour to an hour somebody walks the hall. Be like a person just doing regular checks. Other than that, this part of town is quiet. Don't sense anything that would even be dangerous to you. Um, you come to realize that while you might like you could have an enemy based on the jar or after the message that was being sent, but none of them knew where you decided what inn you decided to go to. They're like if there's going to be a conflict, it's probably going to happen All right. So you switch off with Teddy. Teddy also can roll his aware check for his watch.
All right. And I also have Amy helping, so I don't know what that means. Do I get to roll my golem dice?
Yeah, we can add that one dice. I think most
Alright.
of what they do is you have another entity who's awake if you're getting attacked, but they can add a little bit.
Okay. So it's awareness. And then I have search, which probably doesn't apply. Does enhanced cognition apply here?
Probably not. It would be enhanced senses. Like
Okay.
brain, you're not calculating it. You're
All right.
observing.
And then okay.
Well, I don't think Amy sleeps. They're not the most observant and have very little ability to like do you want to go buy some lotto tickets later, man? Like
To not explode my awareness die because I don't want to use my energy as I'm fucking sleeping. All right. Or resting, but so a lot, and it's all fucking Amy. It's all Amy. Turns out a construct who's largely made of mind magic and rocks is fairly good at noticing things, apparently. Or just keeping me awake. She's you know, she doesn't actually have mind magic, but she's just surprisingly observant of the nothing that's happening. And in case you're curious, I have Golem as 2 separate skills.
Nice.
Because I made her with mind magic and stone magic.
so you got a 26. Not bad, not bad. Too bad you didn't hear the super assassins.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I said of the nothing that's happening.
Yeah, the super assassins hit you for 1,000 damage.
You know, the very quiet gorilla.
Yeah.
It's been in the room with you the whole time. That's why you didn't notice it. Okay. So you hear similarly to what Llewellyn heard. There's a regular person who walks the halls doing checks. As like you're on the later watch, so you actually can tell by just like the difference in pressure. Like, there's a smaller person who took over for a like. There's a lot of heavier steps in the first hour, and then for the rest of your watch, there's somebody who has a slightly lighter step. But probably just a change of shift. Because you don't want to be the guard for the full nighttime. Making sure that everything's okay there.
Yeah. Uh, who said they wanted to be third watch?
Originally, Liam said he would. Kind of told him that he was fine. Really, only two of you need to do watch. There's no real benefit to
Okay.
doing 3 watch.
Okay. Well, then I'm just gonna hug Amy and then put a pillow on her back and then just kind of doze off
But
on Amy.
before you before you do that, you do hear across the hall a door open, and you're pretty sure it would be Liam's door. And you hear somebody walking out of that room.
Okay. I'll get up off of Amy and then I'll stretch in my like weird like Afghanish silken like nightgown. And I'll like waddle over to the door and then I'll poke my head out. I was like, "Are you an assassin?" And like see if it's Fours.
You
Or not Fours, see if it's Liam.
Yeah, you see, like, walking down the stairs at the end of the hallway, you catch the back of Liam's coat walking downstairs.
Alright. So Liam, you hear the kind of half tired, half like joking phrase of, "Are you an assassin?"
It's like, how loud is he saying this? Is he
In
saying
it's
it in?
it's a mind
Uh,
like,
No, it's not, but
oh,
I'm
okay.
saying it to him.
Yeah. It's soft. He's not
It's
shouting
it's
it.
I'm not saying it loud enough to like wake anyone, but I'm saying it loud enough to carry.
Does the patrolling people notice?
No, because you left like after they had just finished their loop, so they're not due for another half hour to an hour.
Okay. Am I a what?
It's a joke. Where are you going, dummy?
Going outside to get some air.
This is the worst time to do that.
We're probably as safe as we're gonna get.
Not alone, we're not.
Do you want to establish a mental link?
So I can hear you scream as you
Yes.
get kidnapped.
I don't want the super assassins to get me.
You and Llewellyn are so fucking sure. Here, come here.
Establish the mental.
And
I actually-
for God's sake,
I don't know if you drop the mental.
Well,
I
I'm
do.
just asking him, and if he's tired enough to agree, he just dropped it and then reestablished it.
I do drop the mental link out of when we're not in a situation that calls for it. I do drop for it.
I was gonna
And
say, if you had it and you were tired, you could have rolled for like a 50-50 to see whether or not you accidentally drop it because you're too tired to notice the difference.
and by the way, before you go anywhere, I'm putting a new face on you because someone might be looking for us.
And I'm sure that my face is the problem, not my very obvious cloak.
Anyone could be wearing those clothes. If you're wearing, don't look. I could change all of it, but I don't. Don't be fucking obstinate, or I could just pick you up and throw you in the room.
I can also resort to physical violence on you.
Well, I could call the lion. Okay.
Okay? What
Look,
is it,
do
your
you-
fucking pet?
Do you want me to help you feel safer outside or not?
Put a face on me, and while he's doing that, I'm actually going to take off my cloak and put it in my. You know what? I'm giving it to Teddy.
All right. So I'm going to roll mind magic.
If it helps you to like make up a face, I am wearing like a brown jacket with a blue shirt and a yellow tie underneath, and the jacket is buttoned up on the bottom side.
I mean, it. I guess I could match it with your ensemble.
Like I'm
but-
also thinking this might be the first time people have like seen Liam without the coat or the.
No, I've seen you without your coat. We grew up together, dummy.
Well, I don't fucking wear the same clothes my entire life.
Yes. I have seen you without the coat. Oh,
Sure,
you mean
whatever.
the
The cloak is what I'm talking about.
yeah. Anyway, so
It doesn't matter.
I'll right. Roll on D12. And I'll roll a
Just don't make me ugly.
yeah. If you end up ugly, it's because I'm tired, not because I want to. I'll roll a D4 desperation die as well, because I don't want you to get murdered. And you know what? I'll spend 2 energy on this to explode it.
The 2 wounds?
No, because I did half a
Oh,
rest,
you did,
dummy.
You did half rest, yeah, that is true. All
There we
right.
go.
Are you shooting for anything specific?
So this is fun because this is something that is actually very canon for mind people actually, and apparently is that because of weirdnesses about their own appearance, they either subconsciously or consciously apply glamours to themselves in the world. So I think what happens right now is for a second Mine kind of falls off a little bit because I'm so tired. As I'm putting it up onto onto you, Liam, and so some of you've always kind of noticed that my skin is like stony and jagged in places, but you've never really noticed how deeply cracked it is, and how like coarse it is, or like
I hate
how
sand.
gaunt my face is, and like my features are weirdly more stretched than a normal person probably should look. And as you're kind of noticing this, you know, start to get smoothed out. Like your blemishes are disappearing. You're becoming paler. Your hair is like I'm putting your hair into like a bun visually. Obviously, nothing is actually changing. You become like a redhead. Uh, your skin darkens like a little bit. Um, like nothing changes in a way that if anyone bumped into you, like nothing wouldn't be there, but like you are a different person. You are a nicer looking person. You are more like socially acceptable. Like I have raised your charisma score if we were playing D&D.
I want you to know that my character is very much already pretty fucking good looking by the side. So that is a feat and a half.
Yeah, but
Did,
I also did just roll a 23.
did you give him
Yeah, I
any
hear you, I hear
traits
you.
of a magic type he doesn't have?
I would say I gave him the kind of smooth skin you can only get with body.
Okay. Yeah, so now you look different. You're heading out.
Yeah. And I'm leaving my cloak. But I am bringing Richie.
At least in this age and era. Maybe in, you know, maybe the hyper wealthy in like the tech area can like buy the kinds of creams and like enchanted medicines to
Cyberpunk
like
2077 as
yeah,
civilization.
yeah, can like emulate the kind of beauty that body mages can naturally attain. Maybe he's born with it, maybe it's a body mage, right?
Maybe it's Maple Leaf.
But like he has immaculate bone structure and like musculature right now, and like skin, right?
I do wonder if you're a body person and let's say that you like turn your stomach into abs, do you actually gain all the benefits of having chiseled abs, or are you just an extremely buff looking person who is actually weak as fuck?
No, so you notice how uh Llewellyn is rolling 33 whenever he wants to do an awareness check. If you have body magic, and you make your skills line up with body magic, and Ninja ever said, "Okay, roll a muscle roll," you could very easily tear someone in half. I suspect.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I haven't been going on the violence route yet because just haven't wanted to, but a fair amount of what I have is broadly applicable.
You could do crunches until the sun exploded if you wanted all of your body skills to be ab related.
So with Liam sneaking out, I'm going to drag him into the side room to figure out what he's doing. All right. What are you doing?
Okay. I am going to just kind of go around and I'm going to ask 3 questions to just people in general, just while I'm just searching.
It's 4
Or
in the
2.
morning.
Well, I was hoping to go out later, or sorry, earlier, I mean. I wasn't planning on being the 3rd guy. I specifically said I wanted to be the 2nd.
Yeah. The thing was, I gave you your best chance of success. Llewellyn would have spotted you and then, done whatever Llewellyn wanted.
Well, instead,
Teddy
Teddy
decided
spotted
to
me.
let you go.
Yeah, because I'm just going outside.
Yeah, definitely.
If Llewellyn decides, I'm gonna be a little terrorist because this guy wants to get some fresh air, like, that's his prerogative.
Yeah. All right.
But alright, since it's fucking 4 a.m., I guess what I'll do before I fucking go back, because, like, what the fuck am I gonna do at 4 a.m.?
There
Is-
is not everyone is asleep at this. Like this city
Oh,
does
wait.
have a nightlife to it.
Yeah, but you know what 4 a.m. is. Like, anything after 3 a.m., it's like, oh, we're all, like, if the nightlife is happening, it's ending at, like, somewhere,
Like-
it's starting to end.
This is. We're talking New York City stuff is happening all the time. Like
Whatever. So,
it is cold though.
shit. Not my perfectly chiseled face.
What are you looking?
But yeah, I guess what I want to do is I want to ask around for Roger, and I want to just show the drawings of first my mother, but then also of the family on the locket. So those 3 things.
Yeah.
And I'm basically just asking around. If anything comes of it, like, I can roll to see if anything comes of it.
Yeah, roll like a social check.
Okay.
With anything that you feel is applicable.
Well, like, while I'm asking, I'll probably also be, like, doing things like listening to crowds and other stuff.
Yeah, you got.
I'll do these 2. Okay, one exploded. Which is the social one. I'll explode that again.
Yeah, you got it at that point. All right, so that's just a terrible, like awful, just like the worst roll we've
You
ever
know
seen.
where everyone is.
All right, so you like kind of go over. You go over to the market district because that's where you've been before, right? And it's a different vibe. instead of like a lot of the normal like food stalls, things like that, daily goods, um a lot of the stalls that were open are closed and replaced with like there's people who are selling drinks. There are people, gambling's happening. Like it's a lot more of like people are out to party, you know, and um
Even at 4 a.m.
yeah, especially at 4 a.m. None of these people have jobs.
Dude, I'm not a fucker that it like runs the nightlife, but ain't no fucking way people are still partying between 3 and 6 a.m.
Some people don't start partying at 3 a.m.
Dude, that's fucking insane.
It's a
Was-
nightlife, you know.
Yeah, continue.
Um, and you manage to get some intel that like you run into somebody who you through the conversation realize is in the same organization as Roger, and you know that he sleeps in the in the place under that zone where you ran into him. He lives in that area, and at night it's going to be really hard to get in there unless
Does he leave the area at all?
well, he watches one of the gates.
Oh, okay.
That's how we knew your mom entered town.
Right.
Um,
But I can expect him to show up like on the dot to that place every day just to get food and then to sleep.
yeah. You get. So you remember the story that was told to you about the watch?
Are you asking me because you don't know?
No, that it was like a relic of a powerful king.
Oh yeah, some BS story.
Yeah. That guy was not off. That picture, like you run into like a drunk historian, like somebody who's from the university here, who's just fucking hammered.
Oh,
And it's
I
like,
see.
hey, that picture. He's the king of Bodylands like 100 years ago.
Really?
Where'd you get that?
Another drink for my good man, and I'm going to leave.
And for your mom, you gained knowledge of the section of the city that she was last seen in.
Okay.
Somebody so you see the top half
Uh,
of the map,
yeah.
left, like this
I don't
zone.
see your there you are.
Yeah, like
I was looking for your thing.
left there.
Yeah. Oh, so that's what you wanted to say? She's like somewhere in here.
Somewhere in this, not a quadrant, but a
So the entrance she came in through is what you're saying.
yes, she has stayed in that area.
Okay. Who told me that? And like, what was the where did they see her like in this area? I don't know if that's too specific for you.
She was just it's one of the sort of people like who are just around, and they bumped into her in that area walking out of one of the buildings. They don't remember which one.
Okay. Okay, so Roger, where was the building with Roger again? That one? Okay. There's Roger. This is the area my mom is, and the watch is some old body ruler.
The image, yeah, it's not a living. Yeah, as far as you know, it's not a living person.
Yeah, that's like as the historian said, it's someone that was a ruler 100 years ago or something. So
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
I just wanted to drive home that guy is a fucking moron, and you guys spent 15 minutes like, how do we figure out how to beat the puzzle?
Wait, Roger?
No, the guy who stole from you, who you got the watch from.
Oh well, yeah, no, he was a moron. I was just angry because they stole from us.
Yeah, all right. So we good to
All
jump
right.
back?
Yeah, I'm going to return, and I'm gonna assume that because everything went so well according to Shaq, I was probably just out like 2 hours. So unless we are early birds, I'm just going to get some extra sleep.
Because it was a social check, this did take time. Like, it was extremely successful. You have leads on all of the things that you were looking for,
Okay.
but it
I
took,
mostly
it took
because
you.
like I did spend basically most of the night sleeping, and then I woke up at 4 a.m., which basically just accounts for waking up early in the morning.
You
if
you
anything.
are essentially healing like you took watch. That's
Yeah.
you
Okay.
also you are a little drunk because people kept buying you drinks.
Because I'm just so handsome.
Yeah, it really paid off for you.
I just...
No, no. It's fine. It's fine. You because you repeated what you said. Is I simply hadn't heard that you were
Don't worry
talking
about it.
about.
Don't
Yeah, it's
don't worry
fine.
about that.
All right, then keep your secrets.
We're back.
Welcome back.
The rest of the night passes uneventfully, and in the wee hours of the morning, Liam comes back.
Hey guys.
All right. So, how much do we get for more energy do we get for the back calf? Because I know you don't regenerate the full amount, but
I think it was half energy, right?
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me check my notes. I think I eventually got an answer whether it was rounded up or down for 7.
I would say round up. You get 4 energy back.
Okay.
It was
So-
round up. It's 4 energy I have written down.
Yep.
All right. So I'm still missing 2.
What do you mean you're?
Well, because
I think you
I s-
have 2 because you were at 0. You gained 4, and then you used 2 to explode.
oh yeah.
Yeah, you're at 2. You had a rough night. All right. So any tasks in the morning?
Liam, damn you!
What?
You,
What?
I'm glad
What?
you're alive.
What?
Callum.
Yeah. Callum.
No, fuck you. Go back to bed. Callum.
Okay. Can I have my cup? My Coke?
I don't need you developing drug issues. Callum.
I'm
I shut the door in his face. Callum. I go find Callum.
The idea that cocaine
What do you need?
like exactly exists in this world is very funny. Like, it's not different at all. They have cocaine.
I'm very concerned that I came across as a drug addict and not an alcoholic.
No, you said, "Can I have my Coke?"
No, I said coat and then I swapped it to cloak.
Yeah, but and it sounded like you said Coke.
Okay, well, we're on Twitch, so no, I did not.
Anyway,
You could have a
I
fictional
looked
character
for
with
Callum.
cocaine on Twitch. How hard do you have to look for him? It's like, is
He
this the
hasn't said
morning?
anything.
I've said
It was
things
in
twice.
your room.
Oh, well, it's because he won't shut up. Anyway, hello, Callum. Can you please help me? I had to help someone with wanderlust last night, and I didn't get a great night's sleep as a result.
Alright, let's see what we can do about that. I'm going to try and fuse some energy into him. Would body still apply to that, or would it not?
It would.
Okay.
Let's hope you can. Let's hope you can actually really like jolt me. That way, it's at least not 1-for-1 this time.
It's really hard to not be 1-for-1. Otherwise, you would have a bunch of people creating
Well,
infinite
okay.
energy.
And this
Well,
counts as healing, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to spend 2 tokens on the d6.
All right.
Just because that sucks so bad. 2 natural ones.
Yeah, I'm just always surprised by the demons that hate you.
hey,
There we go.
was the 6 at least okay? So it was a skill that upgraded.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes, the ones that have X after them were the sub-skills.
okay, good. Well, at least it upgraded twice. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Nice
For-
crisp 24.
For 2 energy from Callum, you can give 3 to Teddy.
I'll do that twice.
Well, you physically cannot do that twice to me because so I only need it once. Don't worry.
Yeah. It's just,
Okay. I wasn't sure what the situation was. You've been exploding a lot.
Yeah. But if you do a normal heal to me once, that would bring me back to my cap. So if you would like to at least roll one more time, that would be nice. I would appreciate that. And hey, that
Well,
would
one
give
more
you enough.
time of what? That was the result of that one, right?
yeah, that was the result of the initial energy transfer. He's saying if you could give him one more, fine.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Which I'd let you roll for again.
Yeah. Let's see. I believe in you. And your new fancy D10. Yeah. Oh hey.
If you have another token, you can explode the 10.
I don't, but I do have an energy.
Explode that 10.
Oh my god. Does he even need to give me an energy with his immaculate control?
No, he gives you the 1 energy for free this time. He's actually drawing it out of your cells though, so you burn extra fat off of yourself. Like
My span has been reduced by 1 year.
But hey, Callum, or not Callum, this is actually a me talking to you thing. In the future, when we get another level up opportunity, you might want to invest in, instead of leveling up the die, you might want to invest in reducing energy cost. Because that could be cool for your healing, so you're not always zapping yourself.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Also,
thank
just
you
in
very
general,
much.
need to be less afraid to burn energy.
But yeah, holy shit. You upgraded all the way today.
I will now have 3 energy sub-skills already.
Alright. So hey, I was speaking to the man who decided not to sleep. I was thinking, I mean, maybe they have a place for it, but if they don't, we should find a place maybe to just, I don't know, blow off some steam and practice our abilities like we used to in the old quarry. Which was just a place outside of town, um, where people would just go to practice their abilities.
Yeah, it wasn't even like
Um,
a major quarry. Like it was
yeah,
kind of a
no,
hole in the because like all of the stone was just being used to repair buildings in town and build new buildings in town.
yeah, it's it was just like a gravel pit basically, where like largely like destroyed from the generations of kids basically fighting each other or the wall. Um, kind of a safety hazard. But yeah, so if they don't have a place for it here, we could just go out into the desert
Yeah, also full
with
of vampire
some.
bats,
Yeah, like
which it didn't even make sense because it wasn't covered. Like they usually are in caves, but they seem to just be there to attack you.
the latent nature energy probably didn't help from all of the blasting.
We've lost someone. Up.
He did say he needed to step away for a second. Here, I can check.
right back
He
myself.
pinged me. Feeling you gotta go. Apparently everyone's sick. The plague is spreading.
Um, considering what we're doing, I kind of, so let's take a second as individuals. I would kind of like to continue to role play and go to this either out in the desert and just keep talking and like fuck around, or if they do have an arena where we can play and fuck around and vent as characters and talk. And then, after like 30 minutes of that, we can cut the session short. Um, and
shit.
then
You
I don't
pitched
know.
this just to me and Force, by the way. Flag had to bounce first.
Oh, is lag back?
Uh,
But what do you think, Force? I mean, with now him gone, like, because I value this, together time and this hangout time, but like, obviously, like,
There we
you
go.
know, okay. Uh, were you not even there while I was pitching my thing?
I heard you about us talking and bonding for like 30 minutes, but then I had to just close the window because I forgot that it was raining.
Okay, so you did hear my thing. Got it. Okay. All right. So, would you be fine continuing as three for the like fuck around, use our powers, fight, learn some shit, do some rolls, maybe do a faux combat in the desert and or in an arena if they
technically
have one?
speaking, he has something he might want to do that doesn't
Or
require the
if
full
you have
squad.
a thing you want to do, we could do
Here's
that.
my plan for this day. I was planning to talk to Llewellyn about that idea Llewellyn had of turning into a bird and flying around, and then if finding my mother would give her a letter which I have written.
Well, I can definitely help you find your mom. Like, I'm definitely super duper good at finding people.
You need to stop breaking your brain and the game. No, I'm
Well,
kidding.
I was just given a lot of energy.
I can break my brain now. I open that door.
But yeah.
Oh my God, lag. Welcome back.
You've narrowed
Okay.
it down to an eighth of town, Forrest. You can do this.
Yeah,
Alright,
I
so-
know. But I was gonna say, so that's my plan. Like, I'm not really in the mind space of, oh, I guess I should just go train now. My mindset is, well, I know my mom might be here, so that's my plan.
Okay. So lag. So here's the thing. Um.
Yes.
Nick got sick, so he had to step away. But we're all at like, do you like want to call it here or have the three of us go through with this last thing that doesn't necessarily need the rest of the party as the three of us for maybe the next 30 minutes or so, then we call it.
Actually, I'll answer
Or
that with another question. Do you think if we ended now, we would have time for Baldur's Gate?
I'm down actually because I'm free tomorrow.
I don't know. Because my stomach's also been upset and I've just been dealing with it.
That's fair enough. Let's just continue, then call it and take it easy.
Or we can call it now if your stomach
No,
is
like I'm
causing
not
you
that
issues.
bad.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
what
I
the
would
fuck has been going around?
Okay, well, I am taking medicine that causes me regular stomach
Oh,
problems.
right. Valid.
Right.
Okay.
It was also my stomach was also off last night, but I also just overate, so
Okay.
Yeah, so we can follow either of the plot lines of finding an energy gym or William's mom. Kind of
just find
equally
William's mom.
important.
That's the kind of short side quests we can do.
Don't ever say that again.
Why? Which part?
Equally important.
It was a joke. Clearly,
Joke
one of
about
them.
my mom again.
Clearly, one of them is more important.
Catch these hands.
And it ain't Liam's
Right.
mom got him.
So
You
we
find your
are-
mom
By short
dead.
side quest, I
That is
didn't
fine.
mean your mom
She's a
is short. I'm calling her
loser.
short, clearly.
but yeah, so we are definitely talking. Or we definitely just woke up.
By the
Llewellyn
way,
is
I did
helping.
leave at like 4 a.m. and then I got back at some point, which basically just means I got like a early morning, so I don't need to sleep like a lot more.
But he is slightly drunk.
Oh, I am drunk. Which
Okay.
I thought you were calling Caleb over to help with that, but no.
Oh, I assumed you needed tons of sleep. I thought I didn't know you were drunk. You didn't describe. You
was-
sounded massively tired.
Yeah, he was slurring his words for
Oh.
drunk reasons.
Oh,
I mean, drunk and tired overlap a lot. That can be in universe.
It doesn't matter.
Anyway, if I now know that you are tired or drunk, how does that?
Slightly drunk, so I could just like sleep it off for like an hour or two.
Okay.
Or you could call me.
I
I could do
assume
what
I
I
am-
did last time.
Yeah, I have no idea what slightly drunk like works because I've never been drunk in my life, so I don't know.
Well, you also have a guy who undrunked a bunch of teenagers, like, as a teen.
Which is fucking funny as shit.
All right, Callum.
Yes.
Undrunk his
I
drink.
need you to make him hungover because he's currently not. I'll go
Why
get
would you not just cure me?
water.
Why would you give me the hangover?
because that's what
Jarvis,
he
hangover
can't
him.
make you not hungover. He can only make you not drunk
How do you know that?
because he can't hydrate you. I have to hydrate you. I'm going to get the water.
You better.
I'm actively doing it.
And actually,
So-
you claim that you can hydrate. It's the water. Because again, none of you have water powers. I need that very clear.
Alright, so just because he's got me thinking, I'm going to roll to see if I know a way to induce a headache.
You bashed me in
I
the
mean,
head.
that's
He
more.
wasn't even drunk
Well,
enough
you
that he would
did.
likely like you were all 20 somethings and he
I'm
had
not a
maybe
lightweight.
3 drinks. Like he's
To be fair, you do now have mind magic. You can
There's the wrong
literally.
skill.
You do in fact have the ability.
All I know is that right before we went back into the call, Ninja specified, "Oh, by the way, you're drunk now because people liked you so much they bought you drinks." And I guess I
you
didn't
rolled
say
an
no.
80 something social
Okay,
check.
but I could say no because I don't want to drink. Just because I'm late.
You're gonna be the guy who kills the vibes?
Yes, dude, that is an asshole society. Oh,
You
Couldn't
went
be a
out
new
to the
vibes.
bar district where everyone's partying and interrogated
okay, but,
a bunch
I
of
hate
people.
The mindset that just because I don't drink means that I'm ruining everything. I can still talk to people
Yeah,
and not
but, like,
drink.
Imagine you're at a bar and like
That's
one
on a-
guy's
that-
like,
that's on a societal level. I hate that shit. Just let me fucking exist.
like you walked into the bar and you walked up to these people who are having a good time and drinking, and you're just interrogating them. Like you took out a noir detective
I
hat.
was hanging out
And
and
you're
was,
like-
talking to them and asking them questions, and whether or not I was Dude,
Now
if
I
I'm
need
drinking,
I need to
I'm
ask
still
you: Have you
interrogating
ever seen
them.
this woman before?
Listen, I can
You
have
know,
a conversation with people without drinking.
So what should have instead happened moving forward is he should have specified, are you willing to drink? And if you had said no, that would have been valid. However, you would have very likely not exploded, or you would have exploded on a much lower number
And I find
because
that
they
is
would have been
bullshit
less
regardless.
likely to talk to you. Well, because you would have come off as more hostile.
I didn't have you drinking 50 drinks.
I know, but like, it's just. Anyway, the whole thing I'm getting into is more that it's just a part of me and my general rule about drinks IRL of like, just because I'm not drinking doesn't mean I can't be part of a conversation. But that's a whole other bag of beans that we don't need to get into.
Being part-
I
like,
Just
if you-
because you're being offered a glass doesn't mean it's
I
too
don't
late
care.
to say no.
If I go to a bar with my buddies, right, and I happen to be, are you never a designated driver? Does that mean the designated driver just fucking dies on the inside while he's just standing with
No,
his bum
the
up his ass?
designated driver doesn't walk into a place where they know nobody and interrogate them about 3 different people.
Okay, but I go in there and I interrogate them and then I drink, so I still interrogated them. I just drank.
No, you were just you. The difference
Anyway.
in vibe is that you're making the camaraderie with the drinking, and then you're like, hey, have you ever met this Richard guy?
Anyway, there's a lot of ways we could have gone about that, but either way, it doesn't matter. I'm fine with the drinking. It doesn't matter. I just find the idea that I couldn't talk to people without like accepting the drinks to be stupid.
Well, it wouldn't have happened during the day.
I don't care at this point.
And you got
Anyway,
him drunk.
are we giving me a hangover or not? After 3 drinks,
Meanwhile,
which is like
Callum's,
a slight
like,
drunkenness.
Working through the physics of like, can I give someone a headache?
That would be a 12. I rolled the wrong skill at first.
For giving a headache or for removing the alcohol?
Giving a headache, or
Alright.
just the whole concept of giving a hangover.
We're not removing my alcohol. We're just giving
So,
me a
Liam,
headache.
you are still slightly drunk and now have a headache. It's like not a bad one, but like it's a headache.
Who
That's
the
just
fuck
thinking
gave
about
me
if
a
I can. I'm
headache?
not actually doing it.
It's the concept of can he give a headache?
Okay, conceptually, yes,
Yeah.
you could.
It's he latches on to the idea of it. And he's like, oh, okay, good.
I've really thought about it before.
Technically,
those little
mind
blood
or
vessels.
body could give people headaches. It's just different mechanisms.
Body would probably have to touch them to do it, though.
No,
Really, body can do it from afar?
yeah, body magic doesn't inherently require touch.
Okay, I
Really?
didn't know that.
It's harder at range. Like it's much easier if you're at touch, but you can use body on people at distance.
Okay, now go help him.
Let's roll a 100 and stop someone's heart without them even knowing.
Still so fucking funny to imagine. Go help him by giving him a headache.
Yeah, it didn't actually. Like, he has the magic that could get rid of
Yeah.
any alcohol in your system. He did it before.
I was
And-
asking a more
Jarvis,
interesting question than getting rid of alcohol.
And then it's like, oh yeah, you could go get rid of the alcohol. And then he walks up and he's like, mind crush!
Jarvis, over his hang right now.
Alright,
Oh my
Would you
God,
like
very
to
deal.
experience dopamine?
By the way, I wanted to be known that if we meet in real life, this is not an indication of me being unwilling to go to bars with anybody. Just for future reference.
No, I know that I know you're a narc. I know. I feel it. I met you in real life.
That's what we're getting out of this. I'm
Yeah.
a fucking police officer.
You're a narc.
Listen, you can just get soda at bars. Need a designated driver.
I'm the cranberry man.
Yeah, I also don't drink. I just know that if I'm gonna go out into if I'm going to interrogate people in a in a situation like that, if they're offering free drinks, you take the free drink.
Or you just explain to them, hey, I don't drink.
Hey man, I don't drink. Have you ever seen these people before?
See, I understand that it's part of like the psychological
Callum, roll
like
your,
element of like interrogations to be like overly friendly with somebody. But I find it fucked up that is how we work. That we're just like, oh yeah, you drink alcohol, I trust you. What was that for?
Getting rid of the alcohol.
Killing you, apparently.
Well, that's a very slight migraine.
No,
Also, am I
that's
still
you.
drunk, or is that just the next
Apparently.
step?
Despite this having been something you did with way less magic, it didn't work. And he's not that drunk. Like,
I'm not. I'm
you
not
take a
that-
token.
I'm not that drunk.
Okay. Well,
Just let out a little bit of
And-
the wrong blood.
at least drink some water.
I'm going to do that.
And honestly, here. I'm gonna snap a couple times in his face, and I'm going to touch the side of his head. And I'm just gonna I'm gonna do what Teddy does when he drinks, which is probably not healthy. But I'm gonna do what Teddy calls being a functioning drunk. Teddy doesn't drink often, but when he does, he just compartmentalizes. Which is you put the drunk part away. So I'm just gonna help him focus. Uh, there's I'm not sure about how the science of inebriation works entirely, but almost certainly by some sort of enhanced cognition, I can literally just help him think better through this mind fog. So that's what I'm rolling to help him do.
Yeah.
So
You like help him compartmentalize the drunk part of his brain.
So when you want to, you can kind of close your eyes and like start to feel the tingly bits. And then you
Well, it's
can
probably not
open
gonna
your
last
eyes
that long.
again. And then you feel normal again, more normal again.
I need you to realize that that's true for you as a mind magic person. You have locked part of his brain until it is no longer drunk.
Oh, okay. So he just doesn't feel drunk anymore.
Yeah.
I get to feel both.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can set up somebody in either part.
Wait. So how does my brain work now?
There's just part of you, like the conscious part of your brain is not inebriate.
Which is like 95% of it, because it was just for free drinks.
Yeah, there's just like a part of your brain that's like real drunk that you can't access.
I don't remember what I was doing last night.
You do
You
remember.
want me to? Oh,
I wasn't that drunk that my memory should be wiped.
Your memory is fine. Like there's just part of like there's some
I was saying
fine,
that to Teddy.
there's some fine motor skill that you don't fully have access. Like if you could juggle, you can't juggle right now.
My eyes, I can't blink. Help!
all
How do my lungs work?
right. So let's go. Unless anyone has anything they want to do. I was thinking we could go blow off some steam by either finding out if they have somewhere we can go train, grab some lunch, or we can pack up some stuff to go out and train in the desert.
I'm going to find my mother.
Okay, so that sounds like unless someone has something they want to do. So that sounds like a wonderful thing for us to go do.
Also, I feel like the best situation in all of this would probably just be that I drink some fucking water while we're walking. And then by the time we get where we're going, I'll probably be fine, and 5% of my brain isn't locked away.
Yeah, as you drink the water, part of your brain comes back.
Okay. I don't just want to like have 5% gone until Teddy remembers to unlock it again.
No.
I'm scared too, because like he did something to that other guy, which kind of was fucked up.
Yeah, we don't know what happened to him.
So like
They
you know
told you
what?
where that guy
You know
was
what?
going,
Can
and you went
Liam
the
resist
opposite
this?
direction.
Can Liam try and resist this?
Yeah, you could. You
Because Liam
rolled.
does not feel
You
comfortable
rolled a
with
19, but like feel
I
free
know,
to
I
try.
What would this be then? Mind?
Yeah, non-magic mind. If you really need to, you can throw some desperation dice on there.
No,
Yeah.
It's a new arc. I'm not gonna do that.
You could you could spend all your energy. You know.
You know what? I believe I'll get a nat. No. Well, you just know that Liam is very uncomfortable with what you're doing at the moment, and that's about it.
Yeah, but you're also drunk, so you're not super
I'm not
aware of what's.
anymore, and I'm still uncomfortable.
No, you were drunk until I did it.
Like, it's having a
And-
buzz,
And
which means I still.
it's sort of like he is still drunk. It's just the him that's drunk is sitting in the background.
Yeah, you're in the passenger seat of you.
I don't like this feeling.
But you don't get to feel this feeling.
Get mind magic, you know? Like it's good.
I
for
don't
you.
like the fact that I know this.
So you're
This
gonna
is very
share what you
uncomfortable.
learned?
Don't worry,
or-
I do this to me all the time.
Keep it that way in the future. Thank you.
Where
I established I'm going to find my mom, and whether or not they're coming with me will determine what I share.
Well, do you want us to come with you?
I would like to, but if you want to
Okay,
go and
then yeah,
train
let's-
instead,
Yeah,
No,
we're coming with you.
Yeah.
like I can
Of
totally do it alone.
No, what? Why would you do that? Of course we want to come
Because
with
we
you.
aren't in a city full of fucking major assassins. Also, did my face wear off yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. You do not have to do everything alone. You don't have to sneak out at night alone.
To be fair, I was walking out, and you heard me.
You absolutely were sneaking out.
No.
Then why didn't you knock on anyone's door to tell them you were going?
Because I was getting fresh air.
Uh-huh.
Simple
And,
dreams.
like, when you take a walk around town, you might just stumble into good company. You never know.
Liam, we're not getting into this discussion.
If something happened, we had the link.
Yeah, you wouldn't have had the link had I not noticed you were leaving.
Well, that was an oversight on my part.
needless to say, they do want to come with you. So are you gonna share?
All right, so as we're walking, I'm going to mention that I was going around at night asking people about my mother and about the watch, the people on the watch. And yeah, that was it. I was and I learned that the people on the watch might possibly be a royal family of the body people from 100 years ago. So the watch might actually be closer to the story that me and Caleb heard than we thought.
Well, that's kind
But
of
it also,
interesting.
but it also means that the watch owners are not here, which means the watch is basically like in my inventory, but we're just not thinking about it right now.
We do know it's a photograph and not a painting. That could narrow it down a little.
While we're walking, I guess I will I'm going to focus on my legs and I'm gonna try to I don't know, I'm gonna try to focus my energy on my legs and try to make like put some bounce in my step. Can I roll? I'm just gonna roll body magic.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. Is this like body tough? Body like what do you think?
If you're actually going to like, if you're just trying to like get to the idea of it, you would just roll body magic. If you are willing to actually fully like, are you trying to jump? Like,
I'm trying to like work on like, and I'm not trying to jump.
yeah.
I'm trying to like feel my magic through my legs.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's just body.
Yeah. If it's just about feeling the magic itself.
All right. Got to start somewhere. I definitely cramp up.
Yeah. Actually, at that point, roll a tough to see how bad the cramp is.
Yeah.
Who's the cram and why is he a puss?
You've resisted enough that it's not like you sort of like have a weird.
It's I have my dad's genes, but I inherited the magic late.
Mhm.
So it's like a weird mix. It's actually it's funny. I have like my ancestors' genes actually are probably tougher by like a good margin than my father.
Yeah,
But like
but
I
you
have
no control over the magic.
yeah.
That I could potentially help with, or I could make the cramp worse if I roll another one.
You make it to the center of the district that you your mother to be in.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Hey, Callum, how do you do this? Or I don't know. Okay. So I don't know if you so my this is embarrassing because like this is something that you're supposed to learn from your parents kind of um and I look kind of sad and embarrassed saying that um and I always thought my dad was going to teach me but I got my mom's magic or my mom's tune um but uh I got my mom's tune and I didn't get my dad's body magic. I got his stone magic or tune. I keep saying magic. Well, it is magic,
It would be
but
referred to as magic. Tuning
yeah,
is like the frequency of magic, well as
yeah. Um,
Yeah.
but I never got his gift for body, or at least not at a young age. I I keep or I can't. It makes sense up here, right? And I say like gesturing to my head, and I guess I thought if I focused on my muscles in the same way as I focused on my head, um, it would all just work. But I I keep feeling like it's gonna explode out of my body.
Well, for that, you've
Um,
just got to take it slow. It's not quite as flexible as your mind. It's made up of these. What helped for me is it's. I found out it's made up of these tiny machines.
So I'll just kind of stop and like pick up my foot and like kind of rub where I had cramped up a little bit. And I've got like a huge knot in my calf muscle. Can you guide me through this a little bit? I was trying to, I don't know, like walk faster, I guess. I know you have to start small. Is walking faster not small enough? What's starting small with it?
Well, and twisting that, for example.
Okay. I guess I'll try again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do I have any bonus because he's kind of helping me with this?
I'll roll my own dice and try to help him see the cells.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. So
Roll it again. I'll give you
Okay.
advantage. That's the bug.
I will spend a token to roll again.
Ace.
Hey, I got
Natural
halfway.
ones.
Just like this magic is new to you. So
Yeah.
like he he touches your shoulder and sends a flow of magic through you that like it makes you aware of like that you see yourself as one entity, but you are millions of entities. And I think the wall you're hitting here is like if you were already at a level of stone that you could control things like sand, you would have an instinct for it, right? You would have some amount of like the same magic that you impart on a bigger piece can be imparts on the smaller pieces. And body magic, you're trying to apply it like it's stone magic,
Yeah.
but it needs to be like you're controlling sand.
Yeah. And like the problem with mind magic is like you are one mind, one entity.
Yeah. Every
And like
every time you have been met with mass amounts of your own magic, it has overwhelmed you. And this one, body magic requires that ability to just bring it down to that level of like, it's okay that there are millions of these. They are working together. So you just need to impart a little bit of power into each of them.
Yeah.
so
just need to
what you're
understand how they move as
noticing,
groups.
it's actually probably mildly alarming to you, especially because you're paying attention to what I'm doing. I am actively exploding individual muscle fibers.
Yeah, like he's snapping them.
Which is probably like I'm doing something that would be mildly hard to do on purpose.
It's still a step in the right direction. We're controlling those small parts.
Is it supposed to hurt this bad?
Yeah, if you pull them apart like that.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and grab the insight token.
Yeah, do that.
Can you just unknot my leg, please?
Yeah, I'm just gonna do.
I have like a
regular healing on
massive
this.
angry bruise. Remember, kids, your body gets mad when you hurt it.
Yeah. Um.
Just do that next time.
Yeah. You prepare. You bring those muscles back together, untighten them, reaching basically the zone you're wanting to get for normal.
See, now you make it look easy.
Yeah, I've only had my whole life.
All right.
Alright.
What is it you two are trying to do again?
He's using his
I-
new body magic.
I
In
was
what way?
just
Uh,
I was just trying to see if I could, I don't know, move faster. I feel a little stupid now. But anyway, let's try to find your mom.
Yes.
So
you're in the part of town that you know you believe has her in it.
Right.
do you have
So-
that picture of her?
Yes.
Okay. Can I see it real quick?
I will hand it to him.
Okay. Thank you. And all right. So I see
Both do
this.
have mind. We could have something better than a picture.
Oh yeah, no, but this helps. So and then I would like you, her son, to look at this picture, and just feel things about it. You
believe
want to
so.
see your mom really bad, right?
Yeah.
All right. Hold this, and I hand you the picture. You're looking at the picture. I am gonna do some mind magic looking for your mom using you. Are you okay with this?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So I am going to I'm gonna look for his mom empathically.
Yeah.
Also going to try to practice my mind magic doing that.
Okay. So I
I'll spend
recommend
my one
spending an
token.
energy. Oh, you have a token. Even better. All right. So I
So I'd say with a 6, you fail. You like definitely sink into like you come to the point of being able to touch into a mind around you, but can't find
well,
any.
what I would say is wait till what I roll because I'm about to explode with empathic energy.
Yeah.
All right. So um I
What I'm
would
saying is that that's a failure of finding like the goal. So you would take an insight token, but
okay.
you like
Um
clearly
Got
have
in the
used your
maze, but
magic.
got lost in it.
I would like Fours to roll at least mind, but then I would like him to roll something related to like remembering his mom, which is mind whatever he thinks is relevant to that.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything.
Like, do you have any emotional like? So it might just be mind, but like a history thing might work.
It could be
Like-
mind or social, I would think.
Okay.
Well, even then, like I don't have an additional thing that I can
Yeah,
like.
that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll do social though, because it's a D20.
All right. Okay. that gives me my background to work with. So mind plus x plus. Oh, would you like to roll any desperation dice for helping to look for your mom?
No.
Okay. I think. Oh, and then yeah, I think that also would apply. Would awareness for directions apply here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say with that, um, you gain a you gain a direction. You know that she is so like if this is compass directions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She is uh northeast of your current position.
I will follow the feeling.
Yeah. And I'm deeply curious. What does this feel like and look like to me, and what does this feel like and look like to Callum?
So to count your you mean Liam, right?
Or yeah, well, no, because Callum was opening himself up to empathy.
Okay. So for you, you are feeling sort of you're bouncing like his mental image, like his mental connection to the being that is like
His mom.
his mom. And sort of the idea that you reach here is that be, either because of the way people are in this world or specifically because you guys are experiments, right? Even though he does not have mind magic himself, you can see the signatures of the in the interactions, you can see the signatures of that person. And you're basically just like, is that person nearby or in a radius? What direction are they in? And you're able to sort of like, it's like you're putting out a scan and you're like, that way, you know? You're like getting a signature off of that. And what Callum feels is like the ability to connect at that level. So like he can't see what you see. He sees that you can open the book, right? He can't read it yet, but he knows that you can open the book and that information's in.
Yeah. Like, because what I was imagining, right, when I did this was that, because I view empathy as the earliest thread that connect deeply all individuals through mind magic. And one of the deepest, longest connecting threads one can have is that of a parent and their child, and especially a mother and their child. And so having Liam look at this photo and want so desperately to connect to his mother, especially knowing that they're in the city and that his mother would want the same thing likely to hit her child. Channeling this magic through him, I thought that there was a possibility I could literally like snap a wire of this magic between them and like feel it and make a guideline. Or at least,
Alan
reach
is
out.
looking in entirely the wrong place. He's trying to see through Liam's eyes rather than what he's feeling.
But and I'm glad that this is an example of showing Callum an example of how magic can get done. But yeah, so now Liam can see a little bit of the in modern games, the like quest beacon line a little bit loosely. Like not literally, right? Especially because it likely vaguely points through buildings and it's like a loose heading, but like we know vaguely the direction to head.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, given that he was given a portion of the circle to look in, you've actually narrowed it down to sort of like
A couple blocks.
you sort of you sort of know it's here.
Ooh. There we go. Hey, I know you don't always like when I mess with, well, I'm not gonna say mess with. I call it helping because I'm always trying to be helpful. But I hope you understand this time I was really helpful. Let's go find your mom.
Yes, thank you.
Let's fucking go. I say as I like start running in that direction.
Well, I'm assuming we're just there now, and like I'm thinking about what to do next. If we're just gonna go knock on doors.
Yeah, are you just gonna knock on doors?
So like, is that like an observatorium or whatever it is? Observatory? Is that what it's
Yes,
called?
that is an observatory.
I'm going to check that first.
Oh, so you're going to check the one building that looks interesting. How
Yes.
dare you?
So I'm going to knock on the door, assuming my companions are right behind me.
Yeah.
Hello?
Well, is it even locked?
Well, it would be rude to just walk in.
Well,
assuming
it
it's
might.
like
Does it have like a sign over it? Like, is it
like
a
it's an
public
observatory.
building?
I don't expect it to be a business.
Um,
It could be.
you hear like a rustling inside, and then like
A gunshot.
a a slot in the door opens, and there's just like these eyes that are, you know, clearly wearing goggles, but you can see in the like corners around the eyes just like a red, almost scalish look to them. What do you want?
Oh, hello. I was wondering if you have seen this person, or perhaps they're in this building with you. And I hold up the drawing.
Who's asking?
Her son.
His eyes squint. Roll social.
I'll
Okay.
give an empathic
Bec-
boost.
because this is okay.
You
Can I
should
do
definitely
a-
use a
Can I use a
desperation
mind
dice.
navigation? Because I'm technically navigating this situation.
No, in no fucking way.
Like it's specifically because it's a mind navigation. So I feel like the implication of a mind navigation is that you are navigating like the situation.
I
Yeah,
will
yeah.
have you know, I specifically took awareness social cues for the kind of thing you are wanting to do right now.
Yeah, let me just apply healing to social because I'm healing the situation.
No, that is not the same thing. I'm just saying.
If you
I
had
have
social navigation, I would let you
Pers-
take it.
This is
Yeah,
the
no,
kind of thing desperation dice are for, my
No,
friend.
I understand, but I
Yeah,
was
roll
just
your-
asking
roll
because
your
like,
D20, you need
I
it.
don't know why I put a navigation on my mind. Like, is
To,
mind
like,
just meant to be I'm
Find
smart?
paths, like to travel this
Okay.
world,
Okay,
to not
that
get
was just
lost
me
in the
that
city.
was just me confusing myself. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right, but don't worry, I'm rolling to give you a buff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, if you're giving me a buff, I'll probably fine.
Let me see what I
'Cause
rolled.
I'm not
but
lying.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna use any die. You know what? If I don't use any, I'm gonna use a D4. Sure.
I will give you an enhanced cognition and awareness social cues.
That exploded all. Oh my god, that D20. Holy fuck.
All right.
I didn't need it.
You end up swooning the man. You dip him. You deep tongue kiss the lizard.
He flings open the door. He is like 5 foot flat. Like he's like he's on the shorter side. He does like
Does he have a stool he's standing on?
His does my roll make his D4 explode?
does it need?
He
Yes.
doesn't need to.
All right.
I rolled a
explode-
21, damn it.
Explode the D4. Roll another D4.
All right. Well, holy
Roll
shit.
another
I mean,
D4.
you know what? I was already on board, but now I'm like extra on board. Come on in. You know what? You can have my entire observatory.
Have this house.
Have the house. All right. So he opens the door. He's very short. He's scaly.
Yeah.
Is he like?
Well, we don't need to
turning
know about his
into-
fetishes.
Is he? Is he? Rude. First of all, is he? So what exactly is the transformation again for energy people? Is it that they just get scales on their human faces, or are they actually growing lizard-like appearances on their face?
It depends on the level. Like one, there are branches to how energy affects people.
And what
um,
level is this guy at?
This guy is the closest. Like this man looks like a lizard man. Like he has a tail.
Okay, okay.
Like, but it's not like not a natural lizard. He clearly like the scales glow with an energy that flows through. Like this man is energy powered like very few other people you have seen.
Energy powered the fuck out of himself.
Yeah, this man looks like he could power a nuclear reactor. He is Gojira.
Why? Why did you? Why did you say so? Why bring a picture of her?
Wait, what?
Why bring a
What do
picture
you-
of her? Just know that you need to see my assistant.
Well,
If you're a
not
kid, you should
everybody-
know.
Not everybody in this city knows her by name.
You know her by name?
I do.
You better.
Do you? Or do you just refer to her as assistant?
Now you have me acting like I'm the asshole here. Like, you
Look,
came
You're
to
being a
my
little
establishment.
rude.
Callum, stop being weird.
I work at night.
Callum.
Or not Cal. I don't know why I'm getting you two confused. Sorry. I've been doing that all day.
I think it is
Teddy-
I
very
mean, this was
funny.
my observatory.
Fucking Teddy doesn't do that. Liam. Teddy said, Liam, stop being weird. She would know her son is weird.
But we're
She
all
also
weird.
would be very.
I'm not weird. Anyway, is she here?
She's not in right now, but she'll be in like an hour.
Where is she right now? Because we're in the mood to see something happy for once.
Like, she's out getting some stuff at the shops. Like, she'll be back. Like, it'll probably be easier for you to wait here for her rather than find her in the shops.
I'm fine with waiting. Can we come inside?
Yes.
Thank you.
Are you like? Are you like his new uncle?
Not
Are you
not new.
Okay. Like his benefactor?
Can we leave? Teddy, can you wait outside?
It's like, not new.
Oh
I
wait, so
assume
you're
I've
related?
been
making
his
this
uncle
very
the whole
awkward
time.
Between, you're making
Wait,
this
you
very
two
awkward
are
between us.
related?
Okay, you need a timeout, Teddy. I'm going inside.
Congratulations, you found your family. You have an uncle that you did or didn't know about.
Do you have some tea?
Oh my god, I'm so
sir.
happy.
I have tea,
I'm gonna hug him.
yes.
I hug the lizard man.
Your friend is weird.
Yes, I know. He is very weird. And they think I'm the weird one of the group.
Well, you are kind of. You're covered in flowers.
And you're covered in scales. What are you, a fucking lizard?
I was born this way. You chose to dress like that. This is two different
The
things.
flowers grow out of him.
You know what? Thank you for your hospitality. Yeah, and I'm going to go deeper inside. And I'm going to find where the tea is and just start making something. I don't know.
I release him from the hug, and I'm like, we just really needed a win. There's been a lot of death. I don't know if she told you.
She told me that the town she lived in was destroyed.
Yeah, but we've been like on a journey. We traveled here. It's been rough. Well,
You're going here across the observatory.
Presumably,
no one is
people
potentially dead.
There have been lots of people that died when we don't know who's alive or
We
dead.
don't actually know that. As far as we know, like the person we talked to told us
Liam, let's
that
not
nobody
get into this
died.
argument again.
Did we see any bodies?
Yes.
We saw one body, and it's not even real.
Okay. Out of character, even if no one in the town is dead, and we know that the guards died canonically, and you were friends with some of them. No, we literally do know that.
Ninja, did any of us see the guards die?
You saw the guardhouse attacked. But
because like
there was no inference that every single one of the guards was killed. No.
All of the
a lot
guards.
of what happened in that town is implicated like murders, but not a lot of evidence to suggest that.
some of the guards would have died, right?
Maybe.
But even if that's not the case, you keep forgetting we have killed people since then, which
Yes.
is traumatic as fuck.
Yes. I'm just referring to the village.
And also,
He-
and this is something, and this is all out of character conversation.
Okay, because I was about to say, if this is in character, and you're like, we've killed people, I was gonna have the dragon guy just like look over at a thing on the wall, like it's just like a spear.
Yeah, no. Out of character, we've killed people, which is traumatic as fuck. And also, people die in travel. People die when they're scattered and don't have food.
But that
And
is
also-
not the thing I'm getting at. I'm getting at the specific attack of the town. There is no indications of like anybody that actually died outside of Father, whatever his name was, Daniel or
Okay,
whatever.
and also, Father
Like, I'm
Daniel.
not saying I disagree with you. I'm just saying
Oh,
that the
okay,
other side of things can also make
Also,
sense.
we literally do know that at least 2 people did die. Father Daniel was the only one fake murdered. The other 2 were for real murdered.
You don't
One
know of
person that died
anyone
was a
who
cult
was.
member.
You don't know who anyone who was murdered in town that wasn't part of the experiment.
But let's be real, there were very likely adults who stood up to defend the town that did not make
Hey,
it
a
to
lot
the
could have happened. All I am saying is that we do not know what the fuck happened. They could be alive. They could be dead. That
Okay,
is the state of mind Liam is at. Where like yes, they could be
Okay,
dead,
I-
but there is
I
still
would-
a possibility that they are alive.
I would okay. Fours. Just because this is turning into a very cyclical argument, and like, are you telling me you are taking the in character stance that Liam is in hard denial that that absolutely there were 0 accidental casualties?
No, that is not the stance Liam is taking. You are misunderstanding where Liam stands on this.
Okay, because anytime I am saying people could have died, you are saying we don't know that.
As far as I understood it, you were saying that people, like, you are speaking in the sense of, well, people are dead. Like, you're speaking as if it is something that is true rather than something that could be true when, like, talking about it.
Yes, I am making the assumption that people are dead.
And
Yes.
I'm making the assumption that we don't know.
I feel his point is valid. It's don't truly know. Your character is saying that people are dead, and he's saying we don't know that for sure.
Like, I
Those
was the
are both
guy to get in
valid
Roger's face
things
and tell
to
him
say.
that he endangered my family because now I don't know whether or not they're alive because they're out in the world. So yes, I do also agree on that side of like people could be dead. But there are also a lot of uncertain elements that also could point to people not being dead.
Okay. All right. Well, we
That
will
is all.
continue to. We will. You have a slightly more hopeful view, and I have a more pessimistic view. Then, okay. I have the
You're both correct.
I have the yes. I have the assumption that there are dead people.
And that
I-
is a correct assumption to have, and that's not something I would deny if we found out that that actually happened. But since we don't know, we can only assume. That is my stance.
Okay. Anyway, we're good to continue.
Put
Any-
down the spare.
Yeah. Anyway, it's some rough stuff has happened to us on our journey. We fought some monsters, some sandworms. I say gesturing to the sandworm that's following me.
Oh yeah, we have that.
You shouldn't befriend those kinds of things. They're terrifying.
This one, I'm a mind mage. This one, I'm fairly potent mind mage. This one I could have bouncing around, chewing on its own tail.
Yeah, but it only takes one time of you going to sleep and it getting ideas, and then you're dead.
Well, we slept last night.
I like the glass it can make.
That's his ass. But, like I could make glass, like any of us can.
I mean, if do I do you really think it would be prudent to deal with it then, sir?
It's just my stance. I would never let such a thing live with me. It's quite terrifying. They're probably the third deadliest creature in this desert.
I guess how big do they get? Is this a young one or like an adult one?
It's hard to say because many of the sandworms die young. They live quite a violent and aggressive life. I've heard stories that they might get 30 feet long.
So this is like a juvenile adolescent.
Probably. But I've never seen one. I live in town. They don't come in here.
I guess if I want one later, I could always find one later.
So
I could just sell this one in.
Oh, okay.
I'll sell it later.
That's a bit
Not right now.
heartless.
We don't need to get into that right now. Anyway,
So what led you to this observatory? Like, how many places did you check before you found?
No,
they
like I
did
said, I'm a
mind
very
shit.
powerful mind mage. So I are you curious? I like explaining things, but only to people who actually care.
He like looks at you. Like,
I will
how
stand
long would
right behind
how long would it
Teddy,
take?
and I will do one of those comedic waving my head back and forth, and no
Oh,
movements.
like 30 seconds
Sure.
to
Give
like
it
a
to me.
minute. Okay, so everyone has some level of emotional investment in the people around them, and so I imagined that the emotional connection between parent and child, and especially mother and son, would be exceptionally potent, especially after a tragedy. And so I harnessed that connection and enhanced it, and then reaching out through Liam, I channeled it and searched through that connection and used it as a beacon to search for her. And though I didn't find her directly, I found a place with a lot of her emotional investment in it, which happened to be here.
Interesting. But if you knew her and you grew up in the town together, as I assume you all did,
Mhm.
wouldn't she have had like a signature, like a mental signature, and then you could just scan all of town for a signature that you recognize, and there shouldn't be that many in the city here, and you could have found it that way.
Yes,
a very
no,
good
there are
point.
absolutely different ways I could have done it. I simply I didn't. It's not that I didn't want to walk throughout town itself. Um, it, as a mage, you have different specialties. So I'm particularly an empath. Um, if I had different people available, we could have tried that. We have someone who could turn into a large flying creature who, if they were not feeling particularly under the weather at the moment, they could have carried me aloft, and we could have done sweeps of the city and tried that method. That would have worked then. But this is what we chose to go with now.
Interesting.
Yeah. I too am fascinated by the different working mechanisms and paths of the different schools of magic. It helps me view my own in different ways. Helps come up with different ideas. I've recently awoken to energy magic, and so I'm learning.
Are you aware of the impending doom coming to us all?
What?
No.
We're an
What's the impending
observatory.
doom?
We keep track of the skies, and the stars give
What
us
is
a
the impending
story.
doom? I would love to hear about the impending doom.
Well, I believe that there is a great chance that upon this earth walk again beasts like we've never seen before, and that they shall crush our society.
Why would they do that?
Great beasts. What would cause you to consider this?
Well, there used to be there were constellations, and the constellations were of beasts, and one of them is gone, and that's not normal.
Fascinating.
Hmm.
Which one?
Ah, the great sky deer. You know,
Oh, that was one of my most beloved constellations.
it's gone.
Hmm.
Surely this is something that has been noticed by other astrologers.
Hard to say.
Well, then is this a particularly well? Oh, but of course this is the Energy Nation.
Yes, they don't talk. We don't correspond much. I assume they've seen it, but like, I think it's bad news.
Probably horrible news.
Well, yes, I would assume so. I mean, one could mean anything. Two would be a trend.
Yes. And
Two would truly spell doom.
if the second one was there, I think we would already all be dead.
Yes. Yeah,
But I
definitely.
think one is going to throw off the ecosystem quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, it definitely the light. Oh, I mean, yes. If it actually corresponds to
Oh, it does.
to
I can tell you.
some.
The stars are quite powerful. They tell many a thing. Within the next
Oh, so
century,
they
we'll learn
actually
new magics.
Hmm?
Within the next century, there should be a new type of magic.
Relating to the stars themselves.
Now it just tells. Before tech magic came to be, you could read there were signs. It's hard to say what it doesn't tell you what the magic will be. It's just that there will be another one within the century.
Wait,
Fascinating. And this disappearance heralds a new type of magic.
No, this one says that a beast is going to come back onto our Earth.
Oh,
The stars contain multitudes.
fascinating.
why are the
Is
stars
is
telling
this
you
a
this?
skill easily taught? Reading from the stars, or how long did it
Absolutely
take?
not. I've been at it for 50 years.
How old are you? 50
72?
years.
Oh, okay. Okay. Goodness.
Quite a gap between
And-
me and your mother.
And how long? Well, I mean, presumably you've informed. Goodness, this is. This is a lot to take in. A lot to take in. I'm gonna sit down on Amy and just kind of like stroke my chin as I think about this.
So how do the stars know this stuff?
Hard to say.
Like who? When did we look up
Do you have
and go?
charts? What? Obviously, if it takes a lot of study, it can't truly be described in exacting detail simply, but through what means do you ascertain the simplest of information?
And so he like leads you into a room that like has the huge telescope pointed at it, and it's clearly covered because it's daytime and it would burn your eyes. But uh he like all of the walls are covered in charts. If you see, so you see this chart here. This set of
Yeah.
This
stars.
meme from that one show of him with the fucking wall of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one right here says that specifically there will be a new type of magic. It's because this big star up here, the big ones imply magic is involved. And then this pairing here is says something new and it implies change. And this triangle of stars means on our planet, which, if you imply all together, kind of gives you the idea that a new magic will appear within the next 100 years, because you only see them in about 100-year span. So, given that they're here, this one over here, this grouping, as you see, there's like an octagon of stars that says there's going to be travelers, and they're on a journey. And then this dot here says to me, because it's my star. I picked it to say me, and so anything that comes near it in the sky implies it's to me. So a group of travelers is going to visit me, and then this says one of them will die by the end of their journey.
Deeply fascinating.
What exactly is it that makes you believe that one of them will die? Does the star explode, indicating death?
Well, it's
Well, no, because I think I actually get so because that star is part of that's part of the constellation of the death beast right there. And if you see, is that the giant mace of the death beast right there?
yeah, that's part of it. But really, it's just that there's 4 dots afterwards. The four dots mean it. It might mean that they die from the death beast. You might have added an extra layer to it.
I better note it down. So wait, so just a backpedal.
Who's
Did
the
you
one
say
that
there
disappeared
was?
on these shirts?
Did you say that there was something that was telling you that one of the beasts would break out, and then they did?
The all of the beasts have a constellation, right? And technically, there's lesser constellations that have heroes in them, and so one of the constellations of the beasts is gone, which I can only assume means they're back.
Okay, so it just disappeared one day, which indicated to you something was wrong. You didn't.
yeah,
like,
it was
gain
there.
a prophecy of the deer like disappearing before it did.
It started to fade a little bit, but it was sort of there one day and
But
gone
it,
the
it
next.
had to do specifically with the constellation itself being fucked with, not necessarily all the things lining up to give you a message ahead of
No,
time.
no.
No,
Some do
maybe
that.
someone else though.
Because like if you got like 5 people and one of them would die, is that like a premonition of something that would happen or is happening?
I would know that it will happen. That's a will. Like, because if the stars are there, that means it will happen, right? If the stars are gone, that means it has happened.
Okay, so once the
Oh,
fifth
so this-
star indicated by the person is gone, that's when it happens.
Well, the whole constellation would move.
Oh, okay. So you really the deer thing was something you were freaking out about when it was fading, and then you really started freaking out.
Well, I didn't really care when it was fading because they fade all the time. Sometimes they
Okay.
They got
reconstitute
sick
elsewhere.
fades.
Like one of the heroes is fading, but I don't know what that means.
Okay,
The
and which one
constellation
is
that
fading?
disappeared represents
Which
life
hero is
bringing,
fading?
right? How bad would it be if that was the only one that disappeared?
How bad would it be? I assume bad. I assume any of them disappearing is bad. Like, it's not the worst one. Like, if only the Deathbringer one was gone, that would be quite, I think, not
So
good.
you haven't been talking to anybody outside of your assistant about this?
Yeah, pretty much.
Does she usually talk to other people about this at all?
I don't know. That's her business.
Well, I mean, so you haven't even told like
Anybody?
your government about your findings?
I need you to understand. The government has heard my stuff for a long time and have never really listened to me. They think I'm crazy.
Okay.
Are you?
Could be.
Okay, would you I mean, I don't know if they would do anything with it. We could try, I mean, because we travel a lot. We could try to like if you have a correspondence you would like to try to get started, we could like carry your notes with us when we like leave to go see if we can send them to another observatory. I mean, I believe in science.
Or we could maybe try and convey it directly to the person in charge here.
Oh yeah, I guess that too.
Try, they'll probably see you as crazy then. People don't believe in
Well-
star magic.
It's magic. I would
Yeah.
think it's not necessarily magic. It's just kind of.
I mean,
Well, I guess
at
it is
least
magic
the
if the
observation that
constellations are disappearing. That is pretty fucking crazy.
I mean, but you also prove like they at least have to acknowledge that one of the constellations disappeared.
Yeah, like I feel like if you got someone to like, okay, well, like how many people actually know about the stars? How many people actually like look up and know there are
I
constellations?
liked the constellation of the Great Elk.
Yeah, it's all people. Some people like them, but like
So it's common knowledge that all the constellations should exist.
you've been traveling for a long time. Had you noticed that the constellation was gone?
No.
Let me roll mind.
Let me
Or
go back
actually-
in time.
You could potentially roll navigation for that, since navigate by the stars.
Actually, it's probably aware. So I'll roll aware. I got a 9.
You hadn't noticed. You've slept under the stars. You didn't like. It's one of those things where like
you have to look for it. And it's
Yeah.
like,
Especially because, like, this, like, compared to the stars we see at night and the stars they see, there are about 100 times more of them here than in
Yeah.
our world.
So we didn't see 5 gigantic constellations.
You could if you like if you knew which of the brighter stars you were looking for and you were like really paying attention.
Okay, I forget that like it doesn't actually have lines drawn between all the stars.
Yeah.
So it's you have to actually like learn how to distinguish that stuff.
I'm just going to whisper. We probably shouldn't let this guy see Junior. He'll probably only confirm what he's thinking.
Yeah, he's on to you specifically. He knows you did this.
Yeah, just concerned about Miko at this point.
Well, no, but seeing a miniature Lightbringer with us.
Yeah, but the mini ones existed the whole time.
Yeah. So all right. Well, so that's all you've been doing for 50 years is just kind of watching the constellations?
I mean, he has a job. This is his job.
Well, nobody listens to him, so it's a self-employed job.
No,
I get funding from the government. They just don't listen to me.
Oh, that's crazy. Which I mean, honestly, respect on you for managing to get that kind of a deal where like they don't give a fuck about you, but they do pay for your salary.
scientific endeavors are worth funding
Okay, but like, why the fuck would you ignore it?
because he has theories beyond observation that they don't necessarily respect.
Yeah, they take the star charts. They just don't care about what the star charts mean.
See, that's oh my god. You know what? I guess that just
Star
means that
charts
the
are
people in
probably
charge-
very useful for safely navigating through the desert.
that too, I guess.
Not
They just
exactly.
take
right.
they take
He is
the
likely
one part that they care about. They don't
necessi-
care about the conspiracies.
He likely saves lots of people from, getting lost in the desert.
Yeah, like as long as they have like a reason to fund him, like they gain something out of it, then I would get it. But if he was just randomly here being funded and then just ignored, I would be like, huh. Like if they're just ignoring him talking about like again, as far as they know, conspiracy theories and stuff, then fine, I get that. But they still have use for like his charts and stuff. Like
Yeah.
that's fine. I was more just thinking that they completely ignore him and don't give a fuck about what he's doing, but he's getting funding nonetheless.
At this point, you hear the door to the observatory open. And like shuffling of bags. Door closes. You guys are in the back group. Are you going to react to this, or are you just going to let it happen?
I will stand up and
will-
I will look at the entrance where like the person is probably walking towards.
I'm gonna look really
I will-
happy with my
I will
thumbs
do
up.
that like distraught thing that a son would do, where like I'm straightening out my clothes and trying to like look a little bit more proper and stuff.
I'm like dusting him off with both my hands, just like.
you see your mom,
I'll slap away his hands.
but she does look different.
Okay,
Like-
so first I'll be very happy, but then what exactly are the changes?
Like you can tell the vein structure, like there's energy flowing through her veins that you never saw before. Like her skin hasn't changed tint, but through all of the veins it looks like lightning is flowing through them.
Okay, so the expression would be first it will be like a very happy like, oh, I recognize my mother, and then it's going to turn into confusion.
I'm gonna try to I'm gonna pinch him real quick. Or I'm gonna see if I have if I notice his reaction shifting to try to like save it.
What I'm going to do before any of that happens is that I'm going to add a last bit of just a confused mom.
She's carrying bags and she turns and she just drops them and she runs over and embraces you.
And I will I will do that thing where I'm like holding open my arms for like the hug, but I'm not like immediately holding on to her. I'm more just like concerned, and then if Teddy wants to pinch me, I will react to it and then
Yeah.
embrace her.
I wanna see if I can like save the reaction to try to twist it fully happy so he's not like making his mom feel potentially shitty. All right. Um so I want to just see if I clock the emotion real quick. What do you think this would be?
Even
DM?
if you fail, it will just be like a slow embrace regardless.
You could do mind empath. You could do social check. You could
All
sort
right.
of whatever you feel. You know.
Okay. I'll do mind empath. I'll do non-magic mind and then empath for a little bit of like my own mental acuity plus a little bit of my like internal ability. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do full non-magic. I'm gonna do uh non-magic mind and social cues awareness.
Okay.
Do
Oh,
I clock?
you would clock it there.
Okay, so I give him like a quick pinch. It's like
Liam will react to that and then just like fully embrace her and start crying on her shoulder.
Made it out.
You you did too. I was so worried.
Why did you decide to end up here?
It's a long story.
I'm gonna give them some space, and I'm gonna go pick up the bags of food. And walk over to everyone else. And I close the door.
Is it just me and my mom now?
Yeah.
Well, presumably we're in the other room, but yeah.
Now everyone
Uh,
else ceased to exist.
Snap
Reduced
them
to
out of
atoms.
existence. His entire research obliterated because of a reunion.
The whole city. Like an atomic bomb went off.
It's an atomic reaction to atoms collide or whatever. That's the power of energy and love, baby. Uh, and Mom, I'm so happy to see you, but and I'll let go of her a bit.
Mm-hmm. Let's go of you.
We need to talk about Dad.
When you say that, her face like sharply changes to a frown. What about him?
I learned things while I was away from the village before I came back and saw it being, what was it, burned to the ground?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of fire and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it was being burned to the ground, and there was this cave or something, and there was some kind of terminal that had information about all of us at the village and about experiments and all kinds of things. And on that terminal, it's Dad stood out. He was someone under the title of salesman, and I don't know what that means, but it sounds like he might have been involved somehow. I'm very concerned and confused.
I believe you're correct. Why I'm here alone. He, as soon as we had left town, he left on his own. I don't know where he ended up.
Why did you separate?
I didn't want to. He said that it would be better for me if I wasn't seen with him. That they may be coming for him specifically.
Do you know who?
People in the mask. Ones who attacked town.
Yeah, I guess, but do you know more about that, or do you only know about the masks?
All I knew. I wasn't aware of anything in it.
I guess that makes two of us. But and I'll back up a bit and like get a better sizing of her. But like more importantly, what has happened to you?
In order to make it here, I had to use my powers that I'd been hiding for a very long time. The cost of which was these changes.
Uh, over. I know we didn't have a mental link. Just like, actually, we did because I fucking like did the huge brain blast and just like you hear the whisper of words. Say she looks nice. Say it's pretty. Don't leave her hanging.
I'm sorry, my friend is whispering in my ear right now. He's trying to be nice. Uh, there's a lot that's going on right now, and I need to fill you in on some things, but I I'm just so glad that you're safe.
Glad that you're safe. But I also hope that you're living a life that makes you happy. You were about to make a big decision and then had it made for you.
Trying to, but my first priority was making sure that you and I don't know yet, but making sure that you two are safe. I don't know about that yet. I don't know how to feel right now because I'm very confused about the excuse me, information I've learned. But also, Mom, you I feel like you need to tell me about what happened in the past, like because there are things about Dad, like he was this salesman and he had like a there was a list of people who he had convinced to join the village, but then him and you also joined the village for some reason, and you say you didn't know anything. but I need I feel like we have to talk about what he was up to back then.
He told me the village was where he grew. And when people were starting families and didn't want to live in the hustle and bustle of the city, told them about that place. It's a great place to raise a family. Got all of the sort of normal employment opportunities one would expect, smaller scale, more tight knit community. It was just a nice place to live. What I believed it to be.
I thought so too.
And when my powers last leaked out and we were forced to leave town, decided that was the place to go because he knew that they didn't have the same bias against energy people that everyone else does. So a much easier life to reach than coming here.
I don't know how they managed to convince the leaders of the plant people to leave that village alone and make it an exception, to be honest.
Oh, he had some sway. A lot of social connection. No?
Yeah, I don't expect it to be him alone. I'm just God, it's just so much about the town, and I I don't know how far into this Dad goes, and I I need to find him, but I'm here right now, and I'm here with you, and that's all that matters right now.
And she embraces you.
Yeah, I will also embrace her again.
It probably feels really good because you're both like minorly empathically tethered right now. And then I noticed that, and I'm just gonna like, whoop, and I'm gonna like cut the tether after a little
I
bit.
should have probably said that by the time you were trying to whisper in my ear, I should have probably just cut
Yeah,
the line
I
right there.
noticed that, and I'm like, oh wait, and then I'm gonna cut that. Just
Like you could probably hear us if you just listen for the crack of the door.
Yeah, on your
Yeah.
guys' side of the door, the other guy is like, "So you guys do this a lot? You just go into random places and sort of have like family
Steal away
reunions."
people's assistances.
I would love to. I don't know where my parents are, or if they're alive or dead.
You have like an idea?
My mom could be going to the Mind Nation, or they could be going to the Body and Earth, or the Body and Earth Nation with my dad.
Didn't you find a note that told where they were planning to go?
Oh, did they? I. Oh, right. No, no, no. Yeah, they're
Yeah,
going to the Earth Nation.
yeah,
Yeah.
you were pretty sure they were going to the Earth Nation.
Yep. Then yes, I would have said yes. They're they're going to the Earth Nation. I so
And then he looks at Callum and is like, "What about you?"
Well, unfortunately, I know where both my parents are.
I'm sorry, I really stepped it there, didn't I?
but he's like family, I say as I hug him.
Well, that's good. You got a
Thank you.
good group here. I trust that very unlikely will you be the travelers who have one of you die, but if you do, know that the stars told me that it would happen.
Yeah, so that means it's the stars' fault.
Never the stars' fault. They just tell us what is gonna happen. They don't like make it happen.
No,
assume.
it feels better if it's the star's fault.
He looks at you and it's like you've just like put a piece into the puzzle that he hadn't placed before of like maybe it is the star's fault.
Oh, maybe we know whose fault it is. Also part of that long story.
But yeah. So after all the rest of the emotional stuff is over with, we would probably exit the room.
And she's like, "Oh, so you met your uncle?"
Please don't do this.
No, he's
I have-
actually your uncle. He's not
I-
like jokingly your uncle. I picked up on the fact that he was actually your fucking uncle.
Yeah,
It's why you have energy magic.
he was for real.
Mom. Okay, sure. My uncle is a crazy observer.
Well, we, you know,
You don't get to
Yeah.
pick your family.
I sure don't.
you know, I came from a family who ran an observatory, and you know, maybe that was okay. Why, when your dad said, "Hey, I'll be a librarian now," I was like cool with it. It's a sort of similar vibe, you know. It's felt like home.
Is it?
I think your uncle is cool.
No, you, yeah. I'm just.
I know you're
I
going
did-
through a lot right now.
I
Don't
didn't
lash out
want-
at your uncle.
No, I'm gonna lash out at you, Teddy.
I can take it.
Why don't you empathize these fits? I don't say that in character. I'm just
I know.
I'm sorry that I didn't clock that we were actually related. I guess I was more focused
Well,
on.
it is hard to tell. I am quite a short
Mom.
dragon man, and you are kind of a weird elfy boy.
Yes,
He takes after
I-
his father.
What a shame.
I-
It is
Yes,
cool as
he
hell.
would look-
all right.
He would look
Family
much
or
more
not.
becoming if he looked like you, I think.
I know that things are a little in the air when it comes to my dad, but both of you will back off.
I said that with no trace of irony or ill intent. I apologize.
I was just implying that I think it was wrong that that my sister went
That-
off to go hide her magic for so long.
I'm pretty sure there was an implication that I should look more like my mom because looking like my dad is wrong.
No, what? No.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because I don't like.
Yeah,
I have a
all
lot
right.
of baggage towards the outside world
I-
from years of
Oh.
progression.
You know what? We're gonna get to know each other, and I'm gonna tell you a little about the outside world. Because if you haven't noticed, I have also been technically sheltered in my life, just to a village instead of a building.
Well,
We
I
should
don't
explain a bit
only
more.
live in the observatory. I go outside.
Oh, you could shock me, considering my mom was the one
Well-
going out for all the shit.
Look,
That's the job
No.
of the assistant. It's how I gave her like I have to like come up with things for her to do for the government funding to go to her. Like it's there's like a lot of paperwork. It's a business.
look, there's a lot of generational trauma, a lot of family things. This is beautiful. This is beautiful, honestly. This is coming together as a family, of opening up of issues. Really, what this needs is some hot food and a dinner table. I'm gonna go cook. Do you like spicy food, sir?
the only kind I eat.
Fantastic. May I cook for you?
Yes.
Please
I'm gonna
try
pat
and
him
spare
heavily.
some spices on my side of things.
You will slowly grow acclimated over time, but of course, I will account for your palate.
Thank you. I have a weak tongue.
I will carry the groceries to the kitchen.
And that's I think where we will leave off. 'Cause it's
I
been
was expecting us
3
to leave it off exactly at when me and Mom saw each other, but surprisingly it kept going, and I just had to run with that.
Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.
Next time we should explain the